It was Samad the whole time?
You knew nothing about it then?
I had no idea.
Because Ali Baba was there. I thought if Ali Baba was with the Fog Troop, he could help them somehow fix this country and make it great again.
Samad.
See, Ali Baba, you always had the ability to pull off things that I could never even dream of doing. The truth is, I wanted you to stop Ahmad for me.
Huh?
You wanted to stop him? For the Deputy King to start aiding bandits? What is it about Ahmad that makes you so afraid?
It's true, I'm incredibly frightened of that man. Although, what frightens me even more is the knowledge of what he's trying to do here. But not having even one idea why it came to this. For me, that has to be the most terrifying thing of all.
I'll take over from here, Deputy King. Things began changing around the same period of time that the previous king first fell ill.
A pleasure to meet you, Prince Ahmad. I am known simply as the Banker. As the next king of this land, how do you feel about leaving everything in our capable hands?
The man who appeared that day at the palace called himself an economic advisor. At the time, Balbad's trade with Partevia had stalled, and the kingdom's economy was in a relentlessly spiraling downturn. Since this man was experienced in rehabilitating other countries' finances, we decided to take him up on his proposals.
What are these scraps of paper?
They're much more than scraps of paper, my lord. They're called fan.
Fan?
It's currency backed by the mighty Ko-Empire itself. At any rate, try using them in your next trade session.
I see.
Those scraps of paper did indeed transform into a variety of valuable products, craftworks, equipment, and special produce. The banker lent us an unlimited amount of fawn, but the next thing we knew, Balbad's entire economy became completely dependent on this form of currency. But we didn't see, nor could ever have imagined, the trap lying in wait for us.
What?
Borrowing fawn will generate a percentage of interest. However, fawn is prone to having subtle fluctuations. Products that cost only 1 fawn yesterday were now going for 2. With every change, our country was hit with a tremendous loss.
Silver coins have the same value as silver. But that's not so with paper notes. They're just scraps of paper anyway. The country distributing them guarantees their value, that's all. How could you tie the nation's economy to such a thing?
In our country, we have a way for people to exchange silver, but it's only temporary. It's never used outside the country's borders.
The total amount of debt that we'd taken on had reached enormous proportions. We were borrowing more and more just to pay down the debt. But the banker would no longer lend us money free of charge. Our ocean rights, our land concession contracts, our trade authority, such things have been frozen as collateral.
You serious?
Behind all this, the people of Balbad were suffering. Taxes kept rising while goods were in short supply. As if he were stamping out the cries of resentment, the king shut down the slums and abandoned those who lived in them. I can remember when even this place was a prosperous and thriving port town.
A year after you went off to the palace, an epidemic broke out in the slums. Even so, not only did the government ignore us, but they isolated us and locked us up inside the slums.
Of course, neither the royals in charge nor the nobility had any sense of danger, because they themselves were only growing more prosperous.
We need more! We'll be in big trouble if we can't borrow more fawn!
Yes, but what are we supposed to do? This country simply has no more assets it can put up as collateral.
What do you mean? Look, there are still so many.
What?
Your Majesty, where are those assets?
Right there.
What?
we can use the citizens as collateral. Don't you see? This country is practically overflowing with countless numbers of my citizens. Our next step will be to use the people's human rights as collateral, and they'll keep reproducing as many as we need. We'll be able to borrow funds indefinitely.
Wait, what? What does he mean, use the citizens' human rights as collateral?
He's trying to sell the citizens of Balbad. By selling them all to the Co-Empire, to Rem, to Partavia. King Abmod is planning to turn the kingdom of Balbad into a hideous slave-exporting country. He continues to spend money every day like there's no tomorrow. And he simply isn't able to see anything else. The nobility and the ministers are all following the king's lead so that they can protect their own luxurious lifestyles.